I need the city to protect me because the federal government won't. And if you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am.
Can you wrap up, please?
Black excellence scares Donald Trump. It scares Stephen Miller. And it scares Elon Musk. Because you know what? Deep down, they recognize their own mediocrity. And so they're doing everything they can to entrench the racial wealth gap.
Crime machine's been smashed to pieces, and they don't have a mechanic with the tools to fix it. Nobody watches liberal media. Lawfare's dead. All the hoaxes have been debunked. But that's not going to stop Trump from penetrating the city lines. If illegals can't hide from Homan in Chicago, men can't sneak into girls' bathrooms in Massachusetts.
What's up, America? You know what really pisses me off? FEMA told all of America that they didn't have any money. They were broke, $0 to help the American people. It was a struggle to find $700 payments for the people of North Carolina, Tennessee, Maui, every other place. But then we find out that FEMA gave $50 million to hotels throughout New York City and other places, some of them costing $700 a night. $700 a night to house illegal immigrants here.
The media meltdown is in full swing, and Jesse ERS is turning up the heat. But he's not just watching, he's firing back with cold, hard receipts. Watch as he exposes mainstream outlets like CNN using their own footage to dismantle their contradictions, one clip at a time. The truth speaks for itself.
The crime machine's been smashed to pieces, and they don't have a mechanic with the tools to fix it. Nobody watches liberal media. Lawfare's dead. All the hoaxes have been debunked. Cancel culture's canceled, and the left can't censor you.
We are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress.
Democrats lost their weapons. Their protests are lame. The only one getting giddy is Maddow.
At a Tesla dealership showroom thing in Manhattan. Sort of a big crowd turned out there with very good signage. This is a pretty good one. Bad Doge. I've been wondering if we should why do we say Doge, right? Like, why are we playing along with the joke and their framing of it? There's just as much of a case that we should be calling it Dog-E.
Is she laughing because it's actually funny, or is this more of a meltdown? If it's a joke, it's a tough one to laugh at. And that so-called good sign she pointed out, let's be real, that's a pretty weak excuse.
Schumer told us Democrats were getting aroused, but it turns out people are pissed. The top brass at the party's mad at liberal groups that keep calling congressional offices, telling them to fight harder. One Democrat answered the phone and said, just call the Republicans, please. Democrats have given up until the midterms, but Morning Joe isn't buying it.
I'm a bit frustrated when I hear about how helpless Democrats are because they're in the minority in the Senate, because they're in the minority in the House. I keep hearing about how the poor Democrats are so helpless, they can't do anything. No, they're elected, and they're elected to do just this. I mean, the minority in the United States Senate always has power.
How do people still tolerate leftist media? It's so lifeless that even with no alternatives, it'd still be unbearable. Watch as he tears apart the Democrats' narratives. At this point, it's clear no one's even paying attention anymore. No
one's listening to Democrat leaders, so they're calling in their kids for backup. Tim Walz's daughter's on the front lines.
Signing an executive order that pertains to 1% of the population is not protecting women, and it's loser behavior. I have never felt unsafe around a trans person. I have felt unsafe around men. So maybe let's deal with that.
You feel unsafe around men? That's why Trump's keeping them out of your locker room. He's going to protect you, whether you like it or not.
I'm trying to understand why some people support the idea of men being allowed in women's spaces, like bathrooms. I genuinely want to know the reasoning because, to me, it doesn't seem to add up.
It's the group of people that want to change that.
Black excellence scares Donald Trump. It scares Stephen Miller. And it scares Elon Musk. Because you know what? Deep down, they recognize their own mediocrity. And so they're doing everything they can to entrench the racial wealth gap.
People of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us. We don't know what all they have on us.
Here we go again. Race is being brought up once more. This is exactly why I say Democrats view everything through the lens of race and gender. They push these narratives to influence people, even children, convincing them there's a threat when there simply isn't.
Normally I would say good evening, but through the chair I will only impart my sour grapes.
My name in drag is Dee Dee Delight. And my name out of drag is Dewey Cosgrove Atienza.
Laddie LaRouge, he, they, in drag, District 3.
My legal name is Olivia D'Ambrosio. My public name is Livy Scanlon. My wife and I own a home in the Canal District.
I speak as someone who is always misgendered, like all the time. People refer to me as sir when I prefer to be referred to as ma'am.
That's the new face of the resistance. The golden age put him in a dark place.
I'm shaking right now. I don't want to be here. Please? I'm sorry, am I taking too long pleading for my life?
I need the city to protect me because the federal government won't. And if you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am. You better prepare for trans people to make this a very unsafe space.
I do not want to be here. It's my day off. I don't want to spend an hour applying glitter on my face so that you will hear and see me.
Can you look at me and tell me how many of my friends need to die before you do anything?
Please wrap up.
Look at me!
Okay, we're all done here.
Pathetic!
We're all done. Come on.
It wouldn't be a drag show without a musical number.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, this song isn't it. Let me put on something better, an old classic from way back, when even ancient liberals somehow predicted Trump and Elon.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against Josh. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon's kept within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh!
I hope this will get a golden buzzer in DEI. But moving on, just listen to this hilarious man share his thoughts on these clowns.
All Democrats know how to do is swear, sue, and sing. Worcester saw all that and sided with the drag squad. It's now a trans sanctuary city. But that's not going to stop Trump from penetrating the city lines. If illegals can't hide from Homan in Chicago, men can't sneak into girls' bathrooms in Massachusetts. This is a desperate play. We're less than a month into Trump's presidency, and they're making a new sanctuary city.
Hoping this gets a golden buzzer in DEI, but either way, just listen to this guy hilariously break down his thoughts on these clowns.